In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew discusses crime and violence at U.S. Caribbean leaders meeting with U.S. Vice President. Minister of Energy and Delegation visit ECCB's greening project, and SKN WEMAC rep supports Dr. Henry nomination for Secretary General of International Maritime Organization. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Boom! Join in the experience with Courts Ready Cash for the Syndicate Music Festival with a loan of $3,000 or more and pay nothing for 60 days. Plus, you could be eligible for a reduced interest rate. Don't miss out. Enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. That is the day. Apply now. Visit shopcoats.com or call 466-1640 or 662-9425. Get your full Syndicate Music Festival experience with Courts Ready Cash. We are ready whenever you are. Conditions apply.
In cricket, there are a few essentials. A bat, a pitch, a ball, some fielders, and plenty of refreshments. Enjoy the cricket with Angostura Chill. Angostura Chill, the official refreshment partner of the Hero CPL T20.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I am Scotticia Hendrickson. One of the major topics discussed at the U.S. Caribbean leaders meeting in the Bahamas was the issue of crime and violence within the Caribbean region, particularly gun-related crimes including trafficking and homicides. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, gave an intervention on the topic of crime and violence and the issue of gun trafficking and its effects throughout the Caribbean, highlighting that a resolution is urgent. He reiterated his approach as Minister of National Security to tackle crime and violence as a public health issue. The Prime Minister shared with his fellow Caribbean leaders his decision to establish a national security task force incorporating various sectors of social development, national security, and education. Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, expressed the Biden-Harris administration's commitment to disrupting firearms trafficking in the Caribbean by interdicting illicit shipments of firearms and ammunition. The Vice President added that the U.S. Department of State is supporting the recently established Regional Crime Gun Intelligence Unit, CGIU, in Trinidad and Tobago, which facilitates collaboration and partnership among regional and international law enforcement agencies, including the Caribbean Community CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security and other international law enforcement agencies. Minister responsible for energy, Honorable Conris Maynard, has commended the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank for taking the lead in transitioning toward renewable energy in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Minister Maynard and the delegation visited the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank headquarters recently for insights into the operations of the bank's solar panel canopy car park project. Senior Technical Assistant in the Corporate Relations Department at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Shanna Derrick, tells us more.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is a leader when it comes to taking concrete steps to reduce its carbon footprint and using natural resources sustainably. As part of the bank's thrust to become carbon neutral in its own operations, the Greening of the Campus project was launched. According to Governor of the ECCB, Timothy N.J. Antoine, one of the objectives of the project is to create an example that other ECCB member countries can emulate to encourage a faster transition to renewable energy. The Honorable Minister with responsibility for energy in the Federation of St. Christopher, St. Kitts and Nevis, Conris Maynard, has taken the ECCB up on this challenge and visited the campus for more insights into the operations of the bank's solar canopy project with the intent to advance his country's renewable energy agenda. Governor Antoine welcomed the minister and his delegation, noting that the ECCB is happy that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is taking steps to embrace renewable energy sources.
We're really big on energy, renewable energy. We advocate for renewable energy. We give advice on renewable energy and we act. And what you see also is the expression of action. So we do three things at the central bank. We advocate, we advise, and we act. And in all three areas, we have acted on renewable energy. We have performed. We continue to make a case for renewable energy for the region, including St. Kitts and Nevis. We continue to give advice to member governments on things we see that could help to expedite the transition. And thirdly, we act as we've done here. And the other things that we do that we may not talk about today.
The ECCB's renewable energy project design involves solar panels installed in a series of canopies over the bank's parking lot. It is the biggest solar power generator on the island of St. Kitts and is also considered the largest solar power system in the Eastern Caribbean, operated by any entity other than a power company. Minister Maynard said the success of the ECCB's renewable energy initiative is due largely to the leadership of the governor and expressed gratitude for the bank's willingness to assist its member countries with shared knowledge and insights into the operations of the project.
As Minister of Energy, obviously one of the cornerstones of our mandate is to achieve possibly 100% renewable sources by 2030. That is at least the goal. So it is our pleasure to be here. We want to look to see what you have done. We also want to commend you for your leadership on this front, because that is what is needed in St. Kitts and Nevis, as it is the case throughout the region. There is tremendous potential for us to get energy independence. But what is needed is leadership to take this step and move forward.
Following an animated session of sharing information and asking questions, the delegation got a closer look of the project when they were taken on a tour of the facility. After the tour, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy, Darryl Lloyd, as well as representatives of the St. Kitts Electricity Services, SCELEC, shared their impressions of the ECCB's project, as well as the benefits that a similar government-led initiative could hold for the people of the Federation.
St. Kitts and Nevis's Women in Maritime Association Caribbean WEMAC representative has lent her voice in support of Dr. Cleopatra Henry of Dominica for Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization. Dr. Henry, whose nomination for the post was confirmed by the government of Dominica, has a vast knowledge, experience, and expertise of senior management in international organizations, including the International Maritime Organization, the United Nations, and the International Labour Organization. National Liaison Officer for Women in Maritime Association Caribbean, Thema Ward, said Dr. Henry's nomination is a step in the right direction as it relates to gender equality in the maritime sector.
My first interaction with Dr. Henry stemmed from my first day in school at World Maritime University. It was very liberating meeting someone, a woman from the island of Dominica, as the president of a UN maritime school. So I was very impressed. Her being nominated to me actually means a lot. She's one out of 3 women being nominated this year out of 7. So far for the years, it's always been male dominated for the Secretary General of IMO. So if a woman wins that coveted seat, it actually would mean something that is not just talk. It would mean that there is gender equality, that there is movement in the maritime sector that's mostly been male dominated.
Ms. Ward explained what it would mean if Dr. Henry is elected Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization.
It clearly means that we will get possibly more support and guidance in the maritime sector for the Caribbean, and also push more women to go for those roles in the maritime sector that they may deem not attainable because it's more male dominated.
The International Maritime Organization, whose headquarters is in London, is the United Nations specialized agency with responsibility for safety and security of shipping and the prevention of maritime and atmospheric pollution by ships. The government of Dominica has said it is confident that Dr. Henry is fully qualified and experienced to serve as Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization. The election will take place in July 2023 during the 129th session of the IMO Council. After the break, Ministry of Health hosts blood drive, and the Department of Constituency Empowerment and Community Development engage community during walkthrough. Stay with us.
Here are your Horseman's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running June 1st to the 14th.
And now your Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential Everyday Mayonnaise, just $19.99. Lay's Stacked Chips, $8.99. Nabisco Oreo Cookies, $17.99. Essential Everyday Cream Cheese, $7.99. Mott's Applesauce, just $13.79. Palmolive Ultra Dish Liquid, $15.99. And now your very low weekly
Value deals! Bumblebee Chunk Light Tuna, Water and Oil, $4.49. Kraft Barbecue Sauce, $7.49. Langus Cranberry Juice, $11.99. IGN Essential Everyday Pasta, $4.99. Nature Valley Granola Bars, $9.99. Soft Soap Liquid Hand Soap, $4.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart, dale en Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. In commemoration of the upcoming World Blood Donor Day, officials from the Ministry of Health held a blood drive at Park Hyatt St. Kitts on Wednesday. At the drive, the hotel's staff was presented with useful information about the benefits of donating blood and encouraged to become donors. The event also featured booths where staff members were presented with information on labor and employment laws, insurance plans, mental health, and other relevant health-related issues. Nurses were also on hand to perform blood sugar and blood pressure checks for interested persons. World Blood Donor Day will be observed on June 14th. A similar exercise was conducted at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort on Wednesday. The Department of Constituency Empowerment continued its training as it collaborated with the Department of Community Development and Social Services to conduct a community walkthrough in Deer Bay on Tuesday, June 6th. The purpose was to interact with members of the community about the issues they face within the family, as well as issues within the community. Based on the findings, initiatives may be formulated to try and address them. During the walkthrough, the most pressing issues highlighted included acquiring land for housing, the paving of old alleyways, the creation of social programs for the youth, matters related to aging and disabled, the issue of green spaces for recreation and family parks, assistance to build homes for young people, permanent jobs, and skill training programs. Being newly operationalized, the department welcomed the opportunity to further build its capacity and get hands-on training in the field where strategies and techniques of the Department of Community Development and Social Services can be employed to determine what can be incorporated into the Department of Constituency Empowerment work plan. Coming up in regional news, opposition leader claims conflict in interest.